It simply, what your question is that if I have a voltage source over here, okay, let's say a DC voltage source over here, and I have resistance, capacitance, another resistance, some capacitance, and so on. Suppose you wanted to find what happens till here. Am I right?
Sir.
So the assumption is that when the current flows, it will flow because there is more resistance on this side and there is no resistance on this side. So current will charge this thing up first before moving in that direction.
Okay.
Any charge that comes from the supply would charge this capacitor before going forward. So ऐसा exactly नहीं होता है. It is not exactly the case, because as soon as you start to charge this node, what happens is the potential difference across the resistor increases. Then after some time, the resistor would start to sink some current. But for a easy back of the envelope calculation process, this is good enough. It's a fair assumption.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
सर.
Yes.
सर आपने जो कल स्लाइड में नैंड गेट का जो कैपेसिटेंस निकाला था, तो उसमें सर हम सिर्फ ड्रेन और गेट के रेजिस्टेंस देख रहे थे, हम सोर्स का रेजिस्टेंस नहीं ले रहे थे.
सोर्स का रेजिस्टेंस, क्योंकि सोर्स का जो रेजिस्टेंस था यहाँ पे, हम इसको दोबारा से बनाते हैं.
मतलब सर जैसे यहाँ पे 3C नीचे आएगा, एक तो सोर्स पे, एक गेट पे, एक ड्रेन पे भी होना चाहिए था ना सर, तो दोनों पैरेलल मिला के 6C हो जाता.
दोबारा से बोलो, रेजिस्टेंस कहाँ पे आता है?
सर रेजिस्टेंस नहीं सर, कैपेसिटेंस. सर एक तो सोर्स पे होता 3C, एक हमारा गेट पे था 3C, और एक सर ड्रेन से भी तो 3C जा रहा था. तो सर अब ऊपर वाला जो ट्रांजिस्टर है N2 नोड वाला, उसका भी सर एक सोर्स का 3C होता. तो सर
वो तो यहाँ पे हमने ऐड कर दिया है ना, वो तो हमने इस 9C में ऐड कर दिया है ना.
नहीं सर, नीचे वाले
9C कैसे आया? तो यहाँ पे इसका 3C है
सर. एक
अच्छा, I get it. आप कह रहे हो कि यहाँ पे 3C की जगह इट शुड बी 6C. Am I right?
हाँ सर. और ऐसे ही सर नीचे भी 6C होना चाहिए था.
हाँ. यहाँ पे हम, हाँ, you're right. It should be 6C. You're right.
Okay. And sir, second doubt was that सर आपने कंटैमिनेशन डिले में बताया था कि ये तीनों एक साथ चलेंगे, तो इसका 9+5HC कर रखा है.
नहीं, रुको. इसको हमने 3C इसलिए रखा है बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीजन, क्योंकि हमने यहाँ पे ये कहा कि हम आइसोलेटेड ड्रेन नहीं बना रहे हैं. यू सी.
ओके. अच्छा.
यहाँ पे 3C इसीलिए है बिकॉज ये शेयर्ड वो है, सोर्स ड्रेन है. वही मैंने कहा ये तो हमने चेक करा था. So we had already discussed this yesterday also, na, कि this is 3C because it is only one region of source drain which is shared across the two. Therefore, the capacitance only comes once, not twice.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
और सर सेकेंड डाउट वाज सर इन कंटैमिनेशन डिले, सर हम जो तीनों रजिस्टर्स PMOS के ऑन थे, तो हम सीधे ये तो बेस्ट केस सिनेरियो है फॉर चार्जिंग, है ना सर. सर और वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो फॉर डिस्चार्जिंग में सर वेस्टे में लिखा रहता है कि वो नीचे वाले NMOS को भी लेता है, मतलब R/3 सॉरी R.
डिस्चार्ज कब होगा? डिस्चार्ज तो तभी होगा ना जब तीनों NMOS एक साथ ऑन होंगे.
हाँ सर.
क्या उसके बिना डिस्चार्ज हो सकता है? उसके बिना तो डिस्चार्ज ही नहीं हो सकता ना.
हाँ.
तो कंटामिनेशन डिले देखो, इसलिए मैंने फॉलिंग वाला करवाया नहीं. अगर हमें सपोज कंटामिनेशन डिले ऑफ फॉलिंग करना है सपोज, ठीक है, तो आप क्या कहोगे? आप कहोगे जो आपका प्रोपगेशन डिले है फॉलिंग का, उसमें आप क्या करोगे? आप उसमें A, B और C अगर है सपोज इनपुट्स, तो आप A को पहले से 1 रखोगे, B को पहले से 1 रखोगे, C को पहले 0 रखोगे और 0 को 1 लेके जाओगे. तो क्या होगा? C से मतलब यहाँ पे जो कैपेसिटेंस थी पहले वो डिस्चार्ज होगी, फिर यहाँ वाली कैपेसिटेंस डिस्चार्ज होगी, फिर आपका आउटपुट डिस्चार्ज होगा. दैट वुड बी योर प्रोपगेशन डिले. कंटामिनेशन डिले के लिए आप क्या करोगे? तो ये सीक्वेंस अभी हमने नहीं करा, वो आगे करेंगे, तो इसलिए मैंने अभी नहीं करा था इसको, बट क्योंकि हम आगे करेंगे ही तो नो हार्म इन टेलिंग यू राइट अवे. आप क्या करोगे? C को पहले से 1 रखोगे और B को भी पहले से 1 रखोगे, और फिर आप A को 0 to 1 लेके जाओगे. अब क्या होगा? क्योंकि B और C पहले से 1 थे, तो ये वाली कैपेसिटर्स ऑलरेडी, सॉरी,
पहले से चार्ज रहेंगे तो इनका
पहले
वो नहीं
से वो
आएगा।
नहीं, हाँ ये वाले कैपेसिटर्स पहले से 0 पे थे, दे विल नॉट ऐड एनी डिले।
ओके सर।
So that is the contamination delay for the falling case.
ओके सर।
It is unlike how we consider contamination delay for the rising case. क्योंकि falling case के लिए तो आपके तीनों डिवाइसेस को ऑन होना ही है, आर तो पूरा का पूरा सीक्वेंस में आना ही है। जस्ट दैट अगर आपने इन दोनों को ऑलरेडी 1 कर रखा है और आप कह रहे हो 0 इज नाउ अवेलेबल एट दिस पॉइंट, देन यू विल से R/3 हो गया, R/3 into C load, that is your delay.
वो सर इसलिए क्योंकि उसमें पीमॉस में एक ही आर था और उसका आउटपुट में 9+5HC था। अगर ये नॉर गेट होता तो फिर हम उसमें भी उसको ऑन रखते, पीमॉस के जो 2 ऊपर के होते।
हाँ एग्जैक्टली
ओके
एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली, ठीक है।
जी सर।
सर
एनीथिंग एल्स? यस
सर कैन यू प्लीज एक्सप्लेन 9C कैसे आया था, क्योंकि सर वो पीमॉस में जो ऊपर 2C था वो ड्रेन का ऊपर सप्लाई से कनेक्टेड था, तो समझ नहीं आता कि 9C कैसे हुआ था।
सो हमने ऐसा मॉडल बनाया था, सोर्स एंड देन वी सेड दिस, है ना, दिस वाज द
Yes,
मॉडल
sir.
फॉर द पीमॉस,
Yes,
दिस
sir.
वाज 2C, दिस वाज आल्सो 2C। हमने कहा दिस 2C डजंट मैटर बिकॉज इट इज बिटवीन VDD एंड VDD, so this 2C goes off. Now this 2C remains. Why? Because this is between out and VDD, so that 2C remains. VDD और ग्राउंड जो है यहाँ पे इक्विवेलेंट माने गए हैं बिकॉज दे डू नॉट चेंज, दे आर स्टैटिक सिग्नल्स।
ओके सर,
तो
ओके
आप VDD से दिखाओ चाहे ग्राउंड से दिखाओ, एक ही बात मानी जाएगी।
अच्छा,
इट इज लोड, इट इज लोड, है ना, दैट नीड्स टू बी चार्ज्ड।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, तो दिस 2C, अब 3 PMOSs हैं तो तीनों का 2C ऐड होगा तो 6C हो गया,
नहीं सर,
एंड
नाउ आई
देन
गेट।
इस NMOS का 3C आ जाएगा। तो ओवरऑल आप इसको भी नीचे ले आओगे और आप इसको 9C कर दोगे।
यस सर, आई गेट इट।
ठीक है,
And sir, there was one slide in which you were explaining about TPLH and TPHL, where there was surge current. You
सर्च
put a
करेंट,
question mark also.
सर्च करेंट नहीं था वो, इट वाज नॉट सर्च करेंट। आई विल गो टू दैट स्लाइड, दिस वन, कहाँ गया, दिस वन, है ना,
No sir, not this.
ये नहीं,
नहीं सर, इससे पहले।
हाँ उसमें भी था, बट यही चीज तो इसकी बात कर रहे हो ना।
हाँ, yes sir.
हाँ, so this is not surge current. Who said this is surge current? Did I
Sir,
use
I
the word
thought
surge
during-
current?
No sir, I was thinking during transition there would be some surge current, because if NMOS is getting on, PMOS is not getting off, एकदम से नहीं हो रहा, इसलिए उधर से थोड़ा
So you
surge
assumed
current
it to be surge current. You assumed it to be surge current. I never said it to be surge current, है ना? So this is actually coupling capacitance. तो आपका यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, आपका there is an input, आप PMOS और NMOS को अगर ऐसे बना दो, Pin, अरे यार, V out, है ना। तो अब आपका क्या क्या है फंडा यहाँ पे, देयर इज अ कैपेसिटेंस बिटवीन इनपुट एंड आउटपुट। आर यू विद मी? देयर इज दिस कैपेसिटेंस VGD
Yes sir.
and also a capacitance between this input and output. So now this is what is happening, because your input sharply rose to 1, your output also went higher. Because your output sharply fell 0, your output also went towards 0. So this is called as Miller capacitance. ये आपने पढ़ा होगा पहले कभी IED कोर्स में या बेसिक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कोर्स में, आपने मिलर कैपेसिटेंस शब्द पढ़ा होगा।
हाँ, yes sir.
Yeah, so this is Miller capacitance effect. This is not surge current.
Okay sir. And sir, where you have written TPLH, it should be TPHL na, I think,
कहाँ पे?
in this graph only, where you wrote TP LH, it should be TPHL, and where you wrote TPHL, it should be TPLH.
Yes, yes, yes. These should be interchanged. Okay, but anyways, finally you need to take an average of the two, is it not?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actually, I have a doubt. When we were designing the 3-input NAND gate का rising and the falling वाला ना, तो how did we arrive at those equivalent circuits? इसी slide पर है शायद आगे. एक बार वो आप revisit कर सकते हो. For the rising and the falling case, how did we arrive at the two different equivalent circuits?
So is this circuit clear?
So which one?
This one. Rising case का.
हाँ, so rising case में we were saying that कि हमारा जो
So what I'm saying is there is one of these three is on. I'm saying that this third one input is 0. Okay. So this PMOS is on, these two PMOSes are off. So only this resistance comes into picture. Okay. And since this is off, this doesn't come into picture. These two resistances R by 3 come into picture.
Okay. So how are we estimating it to be the worst case scenario?
Because in the worst case, only one PMOS will be on. Nahin?
Okay.
If two PMOSes are on, then there will be more current, so the rise time will be lesser.
हाँ, क्योंकि वो R/2 हो जाएगा उस टाइम पे resistance parallel में.
Yeah, है ना?
ठीक है.
Now this is for the rise side.
Sure.
Similarly, now you can understand for the fall side. In the fall side, the system will, the Y output will only fall when all the three inputs are 1. So all the PMOSes are off. The R's do not come into picture. All the NMOSes come into picture, and this is your equivalent model.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And एक और चीज थी sir, while talking about the diffusion capacitance on the next slide.
Yeah.
एक बार आप वो revisit कर सकते हो? Why did it come down from 9C to 7C on the output side?
9C to 7C.
हाँ. 2C से जो कम हुआ था. आउटपुट कैपेसिटेंस जो हमारा पहले 9C था, जो आउटपुट को दिखता था, वो 7C क्यों हो गया था?
क्योंकि हमने देखो यहाँ पे फिंगर्स ने बनाया. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ 3, so एक देखो, आपने जब पहले स्कीमेटिक बनाया था,
आउटपुट को बीच वाले एरिया से कनेक्ट.
यस, एग्जैक्टली. आपने यहाँ पे तीनों के उसको इंडिपेंडेंट मान लिया था.
हाँ.
लेकिन जब आपने लेआउट बनाया तो आपने स्मार्टर लेआउट बनाया. आपने इन दो के ड्रेन को शेयर कर दिया. So instead of adding 4C, they added only 2C.
So it's not exactly fingering, but you're not breaking one transistor.
This is sharing. This is source drain sharing. तभी हम उसको shared contacted diffusion कह रहे हैं. तो shared diffusion बनाना saves area and also capacitance, therefore improves speed and reduces power.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Understood. Thank you, sir.
ठीक है. तो sharing should be preferred wherever possible.
सर ये शेयरिंग वाला चीज तो जब तक लेआउट नहीं बना रहे हम लोग तब तक बोल नहीं सकते.
हाँ, नहीं बोल सकते. सही कह रहे हो. बट अभी आप लेआउट बनाओगे तो आपको एहसास होगा. You will realize that for some structures, for example, in a typical land structure where there is no contact there, you can always make a structure like this. So this you will learn with a little bit of an experience. या और अगर आपको उस एक्सपीरियंस का वेट नहीं करना है, then what we do is what is called as stick diagrams. So when you have made the schematic, okay, you make the layout also, but not exactly the layout as you would make in Virtuoso. You make a stick diagram. So over here, the yellows represent PMOS, the green represents NMOS active area, the reds represent poly, and the blue represents metal connections. Okay. So now, can you tell me out of these two topologies, which one is better?
First one, sir.
First one.
First one is better. Why?
Less capacitance because you have connected to the common one, like A and B के बीच में connect
Yeah.
करा हुआ है, not separately.
Exactly. So while you have made the schematic, you do not even need to go to the stage of the layout. Even before layout, you can plan your layout by using these stick diagrams. They are very handy. They will prevent lots of congestion later also. So यहाँ तो हमने simple 2-input NAND gate की बात करी है. When you will make the layouts for your OAIs and AOIs in the project, you will see there are more inputs than 2, and they are connected in a complex manner. So it would be very relevant to make stick diagrams so that you can do everything in one metal layer. You don't need to go into 2 metal layers for this then. Okay? आगे बढ़े? हेलो?
तो हम डिफ्यूजन कैपेसिटेंस वाले के केस में लाइक हम अगर शेयरिंग उसको एक और साइड से कर दें तो वुडंट इट कम डाउन टू इवन 5C और वुड दैट बी और
कहाँ? हाँ बताओ कहाँ पे करोगे, किस चीज को शेयर करोगे?
भी शेयर तो आपस के बगल वाले ही होंगे इसको।
अभी यहाँ पे अब कुछ और शेयर करने के लिए बचा नहीं ना?
हाँ हम लोगों ने आपस में 2 को तो शेयर कर दिया।
एग्जैक्टली। अगर आपके 4 इनपुट NAND होता तो आपको दिख जाता, तो भी आपका आउटपुट 7C रहता।
हाँ यस सर, गॉट
है ना?
यस सर।
ठीक है, आगे बढ़े। So now we come to next very interesting topic, which is process variations. We've already looked into it a bit. हमने अपना नाम 10 बार, we had written our name 10 times, and we had seen that we cannot really write our name 10 times very accurately in exactly the same manner. You remember that exercise that we had done?
Yes, sir.
So we know that even though we want to make all the transistors exactly the same way, that they are exactly the same in terms of their electrical behavior, it will not really happen at all times. Am I right? So some devices will be formed faster, some devices will be formed slower, and if you had a inverter which was designed such that it would follow this black curve, there will be cases when the PMOS is better than what you had anticipated and the NMOS is worse than what you had designed it to be, and you will get the red curve out. And in the alternate case, the PMOS could be worse and NMOS could be better, and you could have the blue curve there. So even though you expected the transfer characteristics to be the black one, in reality, the transfer characteristics can be slightly different. Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So what we do is, in your simulations that you've already done, you must have seen that there are multiple lots which are available for you to simulate on. I had asked you to simulate on SS, SF, TT.
Corners.
Yeah, these are all these corners. So what is done is, we know that in the process there are multiple things that will change. L effective, threshold voltage, oxide thickness. It could be different for NMOSs and PMOSs, because at least in the high K metal gate processes, the metal for the NMOS and PMOS is different. So they are deposited in 2 different steps. So all those things can happen. But you always are targeting TT. You are always targeting a specification. But then if if L starts to reduce a bit, you will tend to go towards fast. Okay. If DT starts to reduce, you will go towards fast again. If you need to, what do you need to do to the TOX to be able to go towards fast?
Reduce.
TOX should be lesser so that you are able to go towards the fast side. Similarly, it should be the opposite direction to be towards the slow side. And now when, for example, VT of the PMOS is controlled in a different manner than the VT of the NMOS. TOX of the NMOS and PMOS could be controlled differently in different process steps. When such things happen, then you also get SF and FS slots. Okay, FS और FS slots को हमने इसके साथ नहीं दिखाया. Why? Because we understand that poly etching, that is length, would be same for both NMOS and PMOS. Because so this understanding is based on how the fabrication happens. See, that was why, even though it is not really a part of DVD course, we discussed fabrication process, we discussed VLSI design flow, we discussed VLSI devices, so many basics we covered, so that when we come to the concepts of why FF and SF, why SF is not here, for example, or why FS is not here, because we understand that poly etching will occur simultaneously for both NMOS and PMOS. So we say that अगर poly etching typical पे हुआ तो हम यहाँ से अब SF और FS लेके जाएंगे. And what we also say is that if there is some reason because of which there are some lots which are made here, okay, so they are so far away from TT, we will reject them. We will not use those lots. Okay, so as a designer, you will need to qualify this rhombus. That's good enough. Okay. Any questions here?
सर मुझे एकदम पूरा क्लियर नहीं हुआ, मतलब ये रोम्बस से कैसे मतलब बताएंगे, मतलब कि अपन को एसएस चूज करना है, एफएस चूज करना है, मतलब कैसे?
So if you want to measure that if you want to verify that your maximum delay is within the specification, what do you want? If you want to increase the delay, how should the devices be?
Slow.
So you verify the simulations on slow lot. Now, if you want to measure the leakage, if leakage are within the specification, what would you do?
Sir, but as a designer, why should I just increase my delay? I would want my circuit to work very fast. So I would.
So can you fabricate? Can you fabricate all the 1 billion transistors on a die on the fast side? Can you control that?
अच्छा, मतलब साथ फैब्रिकेशन नहीं होने में प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगी, इसलिए नहीं कर सकते.
This is the reality of the process. आप TT टारगेट करोगे तो भी ये सब बनेगा. This is the reality of the process, and you have to ensure that anything that gets manufactured passes, because fabrication is a very, very costly affair. You remember we did those things on dies that, okay, 90 dies are working out of 150. What is the yield and so on, and when what is the margin when 96 dies start to work instead of 90, and we saw that the margin improves so much just by adding 6 more dies there. You remember those exercises that we did early on in the course?
Yes, sir.
So we want that, even though I want a typical lot, even if something is manufactured slower, anything that is manufactured in this big ellipse, it should yield, so that I can have maximum number of dies which are working. It is in our interest. It is in the interest of profitability. So this die is not working, fine, but I want such non-working dies to be as few as possible. To do that, I have to ensure that this entire rhombus is fine for my design.
Okay, sir.
So it is not कि आपको 80 speed चाहिए तो आप FF पे design करो. No, it is not that. आप जहाँ भी design करो, finally there will be variations. And to get good yield, you have to verify a good ellipse or a rhombus around it. If you do not do that, you will have yield loss. So your profitability will go bad. आपकी कंपनी खुलने से पहले ही बंद हो जाएगी.
Okay, sir. So, sir, when you will choose FS or SF?
You tell me. We discussed about something about that yesterday also.
सर स्क्रूड गेटिंग में चाहिए पड़ेगा.
Yes. See, come to think of it like this. we talked about pipeline and we said there is a clock here and there is a small delay here and a big delay here and so on. Yaad hai? We looked at
Yes,
this
sir.
example yesterday.
Uh-huh,
So in
yeah.
this case, suppose this logic has more NMOSes, like NMOS stacks. PMOSes are always in parallel, NMOS are in stacks. Okay. So अगर वो SF lot पे बनेगा तो क्या होगा? Slow NMOS, fast PMOS. So what will happen? So the delay on this path will increase very, very significantly because there are more NAND stacks in there. So my design will be safe. It may be slow, but it will be safe. However, if it is formed at FS lot, then all my NMOS stacks are very fast and PMOSes are slow. Since PMOSes are slow, the clock from here will go slowly. The clock will get delayed more. NMOSes will speed up the path here. I will start to have hold failures. Are you able to see this?
हेलो सर. यस सर.
Yes.
हेलो. यस सर. ये एफएस में सर क्लॉक कैसे रिलेट कर रहे हैं आप? मतलब क्लॉक कैसे फास्ट
आपने
हो जाएगा?
क्लॉक के ऊपर एक बफर लगाया था ना? Clock is a rising edge. You clock the rising edge.
यस सर.
Rising edge means you are looking at the PMOS of the final driver to be fast or slow.
यस सर.
So if my PMOS is slow, then what happens? The clock will rise slower.
हाँ सर, ठीक है.
है ना? So this delay will go to D plus, and that delay will go to D minus minus because all the NMOSes are fast, and I have lots of like my overall delay is NMOS dependent. So I may have hold failures there.
ओके ओके.
Okay. So similarly, vice versa, अगर आप करना चाहो तो that can also be done for the NOR stacks and so on. Okay.
तो सर बेसिकली अगर जैसे जब कोई डिवाइस हम डिजाइन करते हैं तो वो टीटी पे टारगेट करके डिजाइन करते हैं और इस तरह के वेरिएशंस उसमें होंगे. लाइक सर ऐसा है या फिर जैसे आपने अभी बताया कि उसको मैं स्लो फास्ट पे भी कर सकता हूँ, फास्ट स्लो पे भी कर सकता हूँ.
So you would typically want things to be very good at TT. But when you design, you have to verify that your design works very well at all the four corners.
Okay.
So it may happen that when you designed at TT, your sizing was such that it failed at SS or FS. So you have to change the sizing and you have to keep that sizing there.
So सर बेसिकली जो लास्ट वाला हमने एग्जांपल देखा तो जो भी उसमें रिक्वायरमेंट थी उसे हम टीटी पे ही टारगेट करेंगे.
TT पे टारगेट करोगे लेकिन वेरीफाई करोगे across all the lots. And therefore, if you see that it is failing at SF or FS or FF or SS lots, you have to change the design, you have to redesign it so that it passes there also.
ओके सर.
तो सर आपकी डिजाइन ऐसी होनी
You
चाहिए
cannot
कि हर
leave
कॉर्नर पे
failures.
काम कर जाए.
Yes, you cannot leave failures. Okay.
एंड सर वो स्पीड का स्टैंडर्ड कितना होना चाहिए वो किस हिसाब से हम लोग देखते हैं? मतलब सर जैसे टिपिकल में हम लोग चेक कर रहे हैं कि NMOS का एक पर्टिकुलर स्पीड रहेगा, PMOS का एक पर्टिकुलर स्पीड.
So you tell me, if you purchase how do we put it? If you are an embedded system designer, let us put it like that, and you are told that the clock of this particular processor is 5 gigahertz. Let us say 1 gigahertz, whatever. Okay. Now, what do you expect? Do you expect that half my dies would work at 1 gigahertz, the other half I have to slow down? Or you expect all my dies should work at 1 gigahertz? Any chip that you get from the market should work at least 1 gigahertz, no?
Yes.
If that is the specification.
Yeah.
So, in terms of delay, wherever out of these 4 places I am the slowest, that is the delay I have to quote in my data sheet. The user should get only the slowest delays there.
तो सर एक्चुअली
That is
में
why such stress on propagation delay part. Yes.
तो सर एक्चुअली में सर फिर 1 गीगाहर्ट्ज से ज्यादा ही होगा, मतलब उसमें 2 गीगाहर्ट्ज तो एवरेज ले रहे होंगे हम.
Yes. No. We are not taking the
मतलब
average. We are taking the worst case.
Okay.
Yes. We are taking the worst case. So many dies will operate faster than 1 gigahertz also, but that's fine. How to manage that we will look at a little later, but that's fine. So there are अभी next to next slide में शायद हम देखेंगे how to manage that, but yeah, we will look at that. So over here we looked at process variations, but there are also environment variations. Environment variations like VDD and temperature. So they also vary. So when would you become faster? Higher VDD or lower VDD?
Higher VDD.
Higher VDD.
Higher VDD is fast. When you would become faster, higher temperature or lower temperature?
So lower temperature.
Low temperature.
हाँ?
Like ambient temperature, सर रूम टेम्परेचर पे मोबिलिटीज मैक्सिमम रहती हैं, उसके बाद टेम्परेचर बढ़ाते हैं तब भी घटेगी, और अगर टेम्परेचर घटाएंगे तब भी घटेगी.
Actually, for regions above the inversion region, low temperature has higher speed. -40 is considered to be the best case. You will notice this. Okay? And after inversion has happened, inversion means temperature inversion has happened, means that at below say 1.0 volts in your 65 nanometer technology, you will notice that 125 is faster than -40. Okay, because at lower voltages the subthreshold behavior also starts. So it's not really subthreshold, but those currents also start to figure in as significant components. Okay, and those components are higher at higher temperatures. Therefore, you see that at low voltages, higher temperatures are faster and low temperatures are slower. Okay. So in advanced technologies, when you verify speed, you also do -40 C over here. Okay, you also verify 1.62 say -40. अब 1.62 होता ही नहीं advanced technologies में, उसमें होता है 0.65, let us say. So 0.65 should be checked at both 125 and -40 degrees Celsius. ठीक है?
मीन सर आपकी टेक्नोलॉजीज में जो डिवाइस होगी वो हायर टेम्परेचर पे फास्टर वर्क करेगी, मतलब ऐसा
नहीं. आज की टेक्नोलॉजी में लो वोल्टेजेस पे हायर टेम्परेचर कुड बी फास्टर ऑल्सो, बट 0.8 पे 0 डिग्री सी और -40 डिग्री सी इज एक्चुअली द बेस्ट, दैट इज द फास्टेस्ट. 0.8 पे आपका इन्वर्जन नहीं हुआ होगा, बट 0.65 पे शायद इन्वर्जन हो चुका होगा, शायद, पता नहीं, डिपेंड्स ऑन योर circuit topology and the technology. So you would verify both temperatures in advanced technologies. Okay.
So can you repeat this point? Yes, sir, thoda.
So temperature inversion is a voltage, or temperature inversion voltage is a voltage below which low temperatures become worse than high temperatures in terms of speed. Is this definition clear? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So now in advanced technologies, you will notice that we are operating at voltages which are very close to this inversion voltage. So close that in the fast typical slow setting, the slow setting would almost always be at a voltage where inversion has already happened. So instead of checking only 125, you also check -40 degrees. Is it clearer now?
सर तो ये दो मतलब 125 डिग्री सेल्सियस और -40 डिग्री सेल्सियस दो पॉइंट पे मतलब मैक्सिमम स्पीड कैसे आ रही, मतलब
मैक्सिमम नहीं,
स्लोएस्ट स्पीड ये कैसे, मतलब ये रेंज है ना 125
हमें पता नहीं है कि कौन सा वर्स है, तो इसलिए आप दोनों कर रहे हो. यू कैन नॉट लीव एनीथिंग टू चांस. यू वांट गुड यील्ड, यू डू नॉट वांट एनी फेलियर ऑन सिलिकॉन. नहीं, आप दो टेम्परेचर्स करोगे बस काफी है. आपका टेम्परेचर रेंज -40 to 125 था. अगर आप ये मान रहे हो कि मैंने ये वेरीफाई कर लिया, ये भी वेरीफाई कर लिया, तो बीच का पूरा रेंज भी वेरीफाइड है. That is your assumption.
सर ये
In fact,
125
this
plus slow
assumption may not be very true. This assumption may also not be very true. So you will see that for some designs, you may also want to verify 25 degrees Celsius over here. Just to be sure, doubly sure, triply sure that there are no failures on silicon because of temperature inversion happening.
तो सर अगर मतलब बाउंड्रीज देख ली तो बीच में देखने की जरूरत ही नहीं फिर.
See, things are not always linear, na? What if it is like this?
Okay.
है ना? Linear का assumption है ना?
Yeah, sir.
Things may not always be linear.
So sir, we check these limits for all the modes like fast, typical, and slow mode.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So that is called as verification corner list. Okay. So what we have looked at till now is that a typical process corner can be defined by the way the PMOS and NMOS are designed or fabricated and the voltage and temperature at which we are operating. So this is called as process voltage temperature. So you will see this as referred to as PVT conditions. Okay. Okay, so you will see SNSP, so slow NMOS, fast PMOS, 1.1 volt minus 40 C. What does this mean?
Slow NMOS, fast PMOS at 1.1 voltage of VDD working at minus 40 degree of temperature.
Yes. So the timings are characterized at this particular PVT, and you can use the timings to verify that your overall design will also function fine over here. Okay. So some critical things where we need to look at, for example, subthreshold leakage. You would want the NMOS to be fast, PMOS to be fast, voltage to be high, and temperature to be equivalent to as you had in this flow, which is 125 degrees Celsius, high temperature. That is where subthreshold leakage is worst. Timings are worst when everything is so NMOS low, PMOS low, VDD is low, and temperature is high or low, minus 40 degrees, depending on whether you have reached the inversion voltage or not. And power, आप सब कुछ fast पे ले जाओ, that is where you will have maximum power consumption happening. Okay. This is a real database graph where current from PMOS and NMOS is plotted. And over here you see that हमने चाहे वहां पे एक rhombus बनाया था. In reality, you see that devices or wafers are distributed along ellipses. So this was where you wanted to target your design. Okay. This is 1 sigma away from the target. This ellipse is 2 sigma away from the target. And this ellipse is 3 sigma away from the target. So do you realize that if I verify my designs at this 3 sigma corners, then a large part of my design area or my fabricated devices are covered in the verification flow. A few are still left. But I still cover almost everything by qualifying 3 sigma. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So typically, जो आपको models आपके library में मिलेंगे, जो आप the models with which you are simulating in the 65 nanometer technology, they are 3 sigma slow, 3 sigma fast, and so on. Typical is always at 0 sigma, so typical के लिए बात नहीं करते हैं. However, you will find that in some places when you join your jobs, you will find that there are additional models, SSG or FFG. What are these models? These represent the slowest NMOSs that you could find, or the fastest NMOSs and PMOSs that you could find. Okay, and you say that, okay, I will qualify the timings at this, but I will qualify the functionality of my circuit at SSG and FFG. See, there are only a few devices which will fall here. So in devices के basis पे पूरा timing qualify करना is an overkill. I don't want to do that. But I still want that even these dies which I have not qualified by the 3 sigma corners are functional. So I define these additional models to verify such circuits, such points, so that at least they are also functional. They may not meet the speed specification, but at least they are functional. So these are called as functional points. In fact, SSG और ये अलग होता है, ये SSS and FFS. They are functional models. ठीक है, SSG और FSG क्या होता है कि सपोज आपने यहाँ पे SS लॉट डिफाइन करा. अब SS लॉट जब आपने डिफाइन करा तो इस लॉट के अराउंड भी आपके वेरिएशंस होंगे. यहाँ पे आपने FF डिफाइन करा, इस लॉट के अराउंड भी, इस डाई के अंदर नाउ देयर विल बी डिवाइसेस व्हिच आर वेरिंग अमंगस्ट ईच अदर. ओके, सो इधर का वर्स्ट इज FFG एंड इस वाले का वर्स्ट इज SSG. Now looking at this particular example, ऐसा लग रहा है कि SSG और FFG will be same as SSF and FFS, but that may not always be the case. So this is just to give you some nomenclature and also to tell you that finally all this models that you have is a curve fitting exercise. Okay. Any questions still here?
Curve fitting
Yes.
exercise, sir. What do you mean by that?
Curve fitting exercise means that I would plot all my samples like this, and then I will draw an ellipse around it. Okay, so that maximum number of samples are included in it. And then I will say, okay, this is my SS, this is my FF, this is my SF, this is my FS, and this is where my TT is.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this I already mentioned, functional models and the 3 sigma points could be very different. And this was where I was talking about that. Suppose you fabricated a die on your FF plot. So now FF is on the bottom because I am plotting VTs. Low VTs means FF. Okay. Now due to a device, a die being manufactured at FF lot, I will have higher leakage. Now my leakage will not be met. My leakage specification may not be met. So what can I do? I can apply reverse body bias. What happens with reverse body bias? My devices become slower. Is it not? याद है आपको? Reverse body bias means that your devices will become slower. The inversion layer will form slower than earlier. You have kind of increased the VT of your device. So when you apply reverse body bias, you see that the F of this, the F of this, and the FF of this, both all will shift inwards. And you will have a smaller rhombus, a much controlled rhombus, where you also meet your leakage specification for almost all the dies, and you meet your speed specification for all the dies. Okay. Now, similarly, यहाँ पे हमने reverse body bias लगाया. We understand that if this speed is the primary driver, then I could have forward body bias applied on the SF lot, so that my curve would become like this. My rhombus would be still more contained. Okay. So there are multiple things we could do. RBB will slow things down. FBB will speed things up. Similarly, voltage VDD raising will speed things up, and VDD lowering will slow things down. So while this graph only talks about reverse body bias, you could use any of these four to make your rhombus, make your devices more controlled in terms of performance. Are you with me? So this is called as process compensation. Any questions? Hello?
Sir,
Yes, Ryan?
sir, I am not able to recollect this reverse body bias and forward body bias.
So reverse body bias is a technique through which you apply a bias on the substrate region such that your carriers are not readily available to form the inversion layer. Okay? So you will have to apply more voltage on the gate to make the inversion layer. In effect, you are increasing the VT of the device.
Okay, sir. Some means in reverse body bias, I am increasing the body potential, and in forward, in I'm decreasing.
Yeah, it would be different for NMOS and PMOS, but yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay? So this is called process compensation because आपका बना तो FF था लेकिन आपने वोल्टेज से रिवर्स बॉडी बायस से प्ले करके you made it behave more like a TT. So this is very close to TT, is it not? So you have compensated for a process which you did not want. So therefore it is called as process compensation. Okay?
So sir, your actual TT will be also shifted then. The TT which were in our middle, you are saying that your FF on compensation becomes your TT, right? So our previously actual TT is where then means?
So it depends. It depends on the algorithm that you use. You may say that I will apply reverse body bias only on the fast lots. So if you do that, then only the fast lots will shift. The TT will not shift. TT will still remain here.
सर मतलब सर अपन का जो ट्रांजिस्टर है जो एनमॉस है अपन उसमें बॉडी पे नेगेटिव बायसिंग की वोल्टेज लगा रहे हैं उससे समझ में आया कि गेट वोल्टेज बढ़ा अपना थ्रेशोल्ड वोल्टेज बढ़ रहा है तो आपने भी ऐसा क्यों कहा कि सर आप एफएफ पे लगा रहे हो या ऐसा अभी आपने कहा ना तो अपन तो एक ट्रांजिस्टर पे वर्क कर रहे हैं तो पूरे पे सारों का प्रोसेस चेंज होगा ना
हाँ तो वेट सो दीज आर लॉट्स मतलब आपका पूरा का पूरा जो डाई है वो इसी लॉट पे है over here all the NMOSes are fast and all the PMOSes are slow. Okay, now what did you do? You applied reverse body bias on the NMOSes. PMOSes you did not touch. PMOSes you did not touch. So what happened? NMOSes moved from fast to typical. So NMOSes moved from fast to typical. यहाँ कहीं पहुंच गए. ठीक है. Now you already know whether or you can make out whether this die is fast slow or typical or slow fast or which lot is this die made. Okay, you can have process sensors designed there. So in fact this process sensors is an active area of research. We want better process sensors so that we can more accurately sense the devices or the positioning of the die. So if you are able to make out that this die is FF, only then you apply reverse body bias. If you rather and make out that this is SS, you do not apply anything, or this is TT, you do not apply anything. So you have process sensors on chips, which give you this information. Okay, and then based on this information only, you apply these biases, or this voltage lowering or adaptive voltage scaling. Okay, so this is called applying RBB and FBB depending on whether you want it to be slow or fast. This is called adaptive body biasing. And this changing of voltage is called adaptive voltage scaling. So what do? You actually wait, you actually measure what the lot is, and then you adapt your voltage to it or adapt your body biasing to it. Yes.
सर इसमें प्रोसेस कंपनसेशन में तो हम स्लो वाले जो एसएस हैं उसको टिपिकल पे लाते हैं ना सर, फास्ट को टिपिकल पर लाने का कोई मतलब वैलिड रीजन है क्या? मतलब कोई चीज फास्ट है
तो
हमारे
वही
पास।
मैंने तो रीजन ही वो बताया ना कि अगर लीकेज आउट ऑफ स्पेक हो रही है तो
हाँ।
आपको वो वाला डाई आप बेच ही नहीं पाओगे। आपका मोबाइल फोन का प्रोसेसर है, आपने मोबाइल फोन का स्पेसिफिकेशन दिया था कि इसकी जो बैटरी लाइफ है, ये बैटरी है ये 10 घंटे चलेगी। अब आपकी लीकेज डबल हो गई तो 10 की जगह 5 घंटे चलेगी, आपका तो मार्केट में नाम खराब हो जाएगा।
ओके ओके।
So you do not want that die to be shipped then. So what do? You say, okay, I will want to ship this die because that leads to my better yield and better margins, more profitability. But to be able to do that, I will apply a reverse body bias on the slot.
Okay, sir.
So my leakage would reduce now.
So sir,
performance is anyways not a concern. Performance
Okay,
is anyways much better than what was at the slow lot. I had already committed only 2 gigahertz. I am operating at 3.5. Let it go slow. 2 gigahertz से तो ऊपर ही चलेगा. But my leakage would come under control. So you will apply reverse body bias.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, could one way of looking at this process compensation technique would be that reducing that bigger rhombus to a smaller rhombus actually my device is actually lie more out of the smaller rhombus now. So in a way I will have to discard more devices in a way. Could that be said, or you are actually
what we are doing is okay, so let us say that this smaller rhombus was my specification. I would have discarded everything out of it because इसके नीचे जाता तो लीकेज बढ़ रही थी.
Yeah. Cool.
So what I have done is I have applied body bias so that everything moves in.
Correct. Yeah.
So I have in a way recovered yield. I have not rejected more stuff. I have made more stuff acceptable.
Yeah. You are actually coming back to the densest area of that curve fitting model.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it. Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. So then your assignment, I will put it online today, and it will be based on this PVT variations, and we'll also do some Monte Carlos to see how variations are impacted at a device level and how they impact the overall performance. Okay. Now we come to the next section, which is logical effort. So see, अभी तक हमने delay के models देखे, but we are still looking at just one device, one gate and its delay. But in reality, you have long combinational chains that you design, is it not? In your ALU or in your combinational paths, there are lots of cells, lots of AND gates, NAND gates, OR gates, lots of computation goes on in there. Am I right? You might have seen some adder circuits earlier or multiplier circuits earlier, and you would know that, okay, adder means that I have a XOR gate, I have an AND gate, I have a OR gate, and all those things. And if it is a multi-bit adder, then there is a carry ripple that happens. You studied all that? कहीं ना कहीं पे देखा हुआ है पहले?
Yes, sir.
है ना? So typically one gate delay is not what we are interested in. We are looking at a delay over a long chain of combinational cells. Am I right?
Yes.
So now imagine that there is a 10 cell deep chain or 5 cell deep chain, and you want to size. And you want to size the first inverter. So finally you want to drive a load of say 200 femtofarads, and you want to size your inverters now. You know that you have flexibility to use 5 inverters or 10 inverters or whatever. You know some number, itne inverters aapko lagane hain, itne gates aap laga sakte ho, and you want to size them. What would you do? आपको अपना लोड पता है, आपको इनपुट लोड पता है कि इनपुट लोड should not exceed this much. See, if I say that I have a load of 500 femtofarads and I want to drive this load, I could as well have just one inverter and say, okay, this inverter is big enough to drive a load of 500 femtofarads. Am I right? One inverter should be good enough. But the problem is, this inverter is so big that it really cannot, the user cannot drive it from outside. So the user has a specification that my input capacitance should be only 2 femtofarads, let us say. So if my input capacitance is 2 femtofarads, my load capacitance is 500 femtofarads, it is but natural that I have to make a chain of inverters. Just one inverter will not do. But now, how do I size these inverters? Okay, the last inverter I can still size because I know the load. Let us assume this. Okay, the first inverter also I can size because I know the input capacitance. There is no other way. I cannot exceed the input capacitance beyond this value, so the inverter cannot be larger than this. But what about these three? What do I do?
So like we can start from the end and then work our way backwards, because since we know the size of the last inverter, then using that input capacitance, I can size the one before it and so on.
Okay, how many of such inverters do I need there? How do I find that? Should I put 5 more or should I put 3 more?
I should keep on going until I can meet this 2 femtofarad specification at the input. Like
So,
for example,
what should be the
if I
stage
put-
ratio I keep? Should I keep a stage ratio of 3 or should I keep a stage ratio of 5? Because if I keep a stage ratio of 5, I will probably do with lesser inverters. But if I keep a stage ratio of 3, I will need more chains, more inverters in the chain. So what should I do? Where would my delay be minimum?
So what is the stage ratio?
Stage ratio means ratio of output over input, let us say. Like the sizing of this, suppose इसका input capacitance 10 है और इसका input capacitance 30 है, the stage ratio is 3. If it is 6, then my stage ratio is 5. So you see, if I use a larger stage ratio, I will come to a smaller input capacitance much faster, much lesser transistors, much lesser stages involved in between. So which is better? Which would be slower? Or which would be faster? How do I know? And अभी तो मैं इन्वर्टर से बात शुरू कर रहा हूँ. अभी हमने जब बात करी, when we were just now introducing the topic, I was talking about long combinational paths. In reality, not all of these will be inverters. There will be NAND gates, there will be NOR gates, there will be XOR gates, and so on. So how do I size all of these? Because as a designer, I have to make this chain. How do I size all of this? How would you do it? How would you do it? Hello?
Sir, we will arrange in such a manner that a stage ratio comes out more.
तो फिर तो let me directly couple this 2 femtofarad wala inverter with the 500 femtofarad load wala inverter. Stage ratio is maximum. Is this the fastest? Are you sure?
Sir, we know that after certain sizing there is self-loading. So based on that, we will get a process parameter, like process dependent value.
See, self-loading, Dheeraj, is always a relative thing. Now I have a very big inverter here. It is loading 50 femtofarads. Okay, it is loading 50 femtofarads, but that is fine because 50 femtofarads is still much lesser than 500 femtofarads. However, if my overall load was only 50 femtofarads, then this is an overkill. So in this situation, it will be a self-loading case. Otherwise, if this was 500, I will not bother about self-loading. है ना?
Yes, sir.
So how would you do it?
So you would calculate the relative delay as a kind of delay between each and every stage or each and every inverter which you are putting in between, and you kind of make a curve out of it and choose the value which suits the relation. I guess that could be.
How would you take how would you take care of NAND gates and NOR gates and XOR gates and so on? इन्वर्टर्स के साथ चलो कर भी लिया हमने कुछ.
I mean, you know the उसका आगे का फैन आउट आपको पता होगा कितने आगे उसके आउटपुट लगे हैं, आपको उसका साइजिंग का पता है, टेक्निक कैसे करते हैं कि वो 2C से 3C से कैसे होता है. So that could give me a delay estimate between two blocks in between. Like suppose you have a NAND gate followed by a XOR gate, or you have suppose a NAND gate followed by 3 XOR gates. तो आपको फैन आउट भी पता है आगे का. So
yeah, so we want to do this, but the way you are telling me, this looks very, very complex, is it not? It would require so many calculations to be done.
True. Yeah.
है ना? Can there be a simpler way? So actually, logical effort is that simpler way. What do we say in logical effort? We say that all these complex gates, we're not bothered about what that complex gate is. We will simply assume that there is an effort that is required to drive that logical gate. Okay. For an inverter, I say that with the input of two of NMOS and two of PMOS and one of NMOS, I say, and the input capacitance is 3C, I say this is 1 unit. For a NAND gate, what do I do? 2, 2, 2, 2. Every input sees an input of 4C. Am I right? So I say the logical effort of a NAND gate is 4C by 3C is equal to 4 by 3. Similarly, for a NOR gate, I say that my input is like this. It sees a capacitance of 5C. I say the logical effort of my NOR gate is 5 by 3.
So how is the by 3 coming?
Because the inverter has a load of 3, na?
And why do you make it calculated relative to the inverter?
Because inverters are easy to manage. Inverters are simple circuits.
No, I mean
कुछ चिंता नहीं करना.
Suppose you don't have inverters in your model, so still we will.
Even then, even then, you say that I will always. You say that inverters are easy to manage. I want to do back of the envelope calculations. I do not want exact delays. I just want to see which topology is faster.
So inverter is just a relative term which we have taken.
Yes.
To find the ratio.
Yes. Because inverter is a very simple circuit. Usko abhi we have studied in much detail. Am I right? We've studied inverter in so much detail now.
Yeah.
So inverter we understand very well. We have made the load lines, we have made the delay calculations, everything we have done for the inverter. Now we say everything else we simply model as a ratio of inverter.
Okay.
That is what we call as logical effort. Okay. So this is how I was introducing the problem to you. You've already seen that, and this is logical effort, where we say that relative ability of a gate to deliver current, where we say that logical effort is 1 for the inverter. Okay. So we say that overall delay has 2 components, effort delay and parasitic delay. Okay. Effort delay is load delay. आपका load कितना बड़ा है? C out by C in into logical effort. So electrical effort into logical effort is your effort delay, and T is the parasitic delay, which is a component of what we talk as self-loading. Okay, so we are not ignoring self-loading. Self-loading we are taking care of. So this is a model of delay where we say that total delay is a sum of effort delay and parasitic delay, An effort delay can be calculated by using logical effort and electrical effort. Okay, let us go ahead. अगर अभी यहाँ पे आप बस अभी definitions को ध्यान रखो, just take care of the definitions there, and we will see how they will be used to estimate overall gate delays. ठीक है? So now, when we look at a NOR gate and a NAND gate, so for an inverter we say that G is equal to 1. तो आपकी इक्वेशन क्या है? GH plus P ना, delay is equal to GH plus P. तो G is equal to 1, मतलब आपका जो slope है, so this is electrical effort. As you are increasing the load, you are moving on the x-axis. So, and P is the parasitic delay. So this is the line you will make when you plot the inverter delay. Now, since for the PMOS, as we just saw, G is equal to 4/3, and since there are two inputs, we say parasitic delay is also equal to 2. As many number of inputs, for simplicity, now we say उतना तो आपका बड़ा सेल बनेगा, उतने तो parasitics picture में आ ही जाएंगे. Okay, so your parasitic delay you put as 2, and your NAND gate delays you now know are larger than inverter delays. Are you able to see this?
Sir, can you
What
please
would-
explain it again?
So we said that delay is given by GH plus P. है ना? पिछली slide में
Yes.
that is how we model the delay. So when the load increases, input capacitance, as I said, is fixed. Let us say input capacitance is fixed because the user cannot drive larger capacitance than Cin. So as the load increases, as Cout increases, the delay would increase. That much we understand.
Yes, sir.
So we are simply plotting the total delay with input delay, output load increasing. Okay, and we know that the slope for the NMOS will be 1 because G, this is the mathematics section. We mx plus C. That is how we represent a line, na? So यहाँ पे your x is h, m is g, and c is p. यही तो है. y is equal to mx plus c ही तो बना रहे हैं हम, जहाँ पे y is delay. Are you able to see this?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, now it's clear.
ठीक है. So what would be the thing for the NOR gate? Where would the NOR? How would the NOR curve look like?
5h by 3 plus 2, so it would be little higher than the NAND gate.
Yeah, it would look something like this. ठीक है. So NOR का जो delay है, that will increase at a faster rate than NAND का delay. Are you with me?
So ये 5h by 3 कहाँ से आया? ये जो अभी हमने पहले कैलकुलेट किया था उससे आया है क्या?
Yes. NOR के लिए हमने logical effort 5/3 कैलकुलेट करा था ना?
Okay. So can you please just repeat it once more? कैसे करा था? Like I'm not able
Yeah.
to.
Here it is. Is it clearer now? For the NOR gate, for the NAND gate, it is 4/3. For the NOR gate, it is 5/3. Because what is the load that the input is seeing? 2 plus 2, 4. Over here, 4 plus 1, 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's clear. Thank you.
ठीक है.
सर 2 इनपुट NAND गेट के लिए पैरासिटिक डिले 2 कैसे हुआ?
Because there are two inputs. We simply said 2 है तो 2 डाल दो.
Okay, sir.
As many number of inputs, you put the parasitic delay to be that. Because you know उतने सारे तो आपके मतलब the more the number of inputs, the larger your area is it not?
Yes, sir.
So you know that parasitics will be higher.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
सर एक बेसिक डाउट है, लाइक जो इन्वर्टर का 3C हो रहा है वो हमेशा कांस्टेंट रहेगा सर, लाइक हर जगह पे?
मतलब
कि जो हमने साइजिंग ली है 2 और 1 वो हमेशा ऐसे ही रहेगी कि वो चेंज हो सकती है?
तो हमने कल क्या बात करी थी? That this is actually not 2 microns and 1 micron. This is 2K and 1K. Some constant multiplied there.
Yes, sir.
तो वो साइजिंग जो भी हो, ये तो हमने रेशियो की बात कर रहे हैं ना?
Okay.
We're only talking about ratios here. Okay?
Okay, sir.
आगे बढ़े? So now if I make this catalog of logical effort for very common gates, inverter, so inverter obviously has only one input, and other gates. So you will see that this is how my logical effort changes across the number of inputs. Okay? Are you able to see this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So, and parasitic delay, as I said, जितने भी गेट्स पे आपका एक इनपुट जा रहा है, जितने भी इनपुट्स हैं और वो है, उसके बेसिस पे NAND 2 है, NOR 2 है, तो आपने parasitic 2 मान लिया. On a tri-state or a mux, you say that okay, it is 4 because it is going to twice the places, more number of places. So that depends a bit on the gate topology. XOR, XNOR के लिए you put it as 4 instead of 2. Okay, so for some gates it's 2n, for some gates it's n. So for NAND NOR you can assume it to be n.
So why do we keep it 4 for XOR gate, the 2-input XOR gate?
Because a 2-input XOR gate actually involves 2 NAND gates at the inputs. Your any input would go to 2 NAND gates and so on.
ठीक है.
But sir, 3-input XOR gate cannot be found. We need to make XOR gate. We can have only 2 inputs, na?
No, you can have 3-input XOR gates also. आप नहीं तो मल्टीपिट एडिशन कैसे करोगे?
Sir, we try to make with the help of 2-input XOR gate only.
Yeah, you will make with 2-input XOR gate, but finally तो 3-input दिखेगा ना बाहर यूजर को.
अच्छा ऐसे ठीक है फिर.
है ना? ठीक है. So this is how you would kind of catalog the parasitic also. Okay. So now with this understanding, if I ask you to tell me the frequency of this n-stage ring oscillator, what would you do?
1/2n plus 1 into f, means f equal to 1/2n plus 1 into t.
So how do we arrive at that? We say that we need, so basically frequency is 1 by delay. Am I right? Frequency is 1 by delay. So I have to find, effectively this question means that find the delay of this chain. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I have to find the delay of this chain. Now how do I find the delay? I know that these are inverters, so logical effort is 1. What is the electrical effort? I say that they are identical inverters, so the stage ratio is also 1. Okay? Each inverter is driving another inverter of the same kind, so C in is equal to C out. Okay? Parasitic delay, again because it is inverter, it is 1. So for every inverter, the delay is 2. GH plus P, which is equal to 2. Now, if there are n stages, then my total delay is 2n. Am I right? 2n into D. Wait, my total delay on one side is n into D, which is 2n. But आपने जब यहाँ से एक राइजिंग एज दिया, तो जब ये वापस घूम के आएगा तो एक फॉलिंग एज की तरह आएगा. So if there is a clock, what do you call as frequency? You call as frequency rising edge to rising edge. Am I right?
Yes.
So I need the next rising edge. So what do I need to do? I need to propagate this falling edge again through this entire chain, and then it will become rising edge. So I am actually traversing this chain twice. Therefore, this factor of 2. And effectively, my frequency of oscillation is 1 by 4n. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, since we have looked at this one simple example, we can go to slightly more complex examples. Estimate the delay of this circuit now. They're all inverters. What is my logical effort?
1.
G equal to 1.
What is my electrical effort over here?
4.
4, because there is an output of 4. Parasitic delay is
1.
1.
P
So my
equal to
stage delay is 5.
Sorry, 5.
ठीक है? Now we go to a still more complex circuit. If I say that there are multiple stages, say let us say this is my circuit. Now how do I find the delay of this? Okay, now I say, now for a long path, my path logical effort is a multiplication of all individual logical efforts. Okay. My path electrical effort is C out by C in. Okay. And therefore my path effort becomes a multiplication of GI HI. Pi means multiplication, sigma means addition. This much you remember, na? This is the notation that you use for addition and multiplication. I hope there is no confusion on this aspect. This is multiplication. Are you with me on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now,
सर ये पाथ लॉजिकल एफर्ट कैसे मल्टीप्लिकेशन में फिर से बता
कैसे मल्टीप्लिकेशन है मतलब we say this is multiplication. Path का logical effort is a multiplication of all the logical efforts involved there.
Okay.
You will see. आप calculate करो अभी आगे जाएंगे तो you will see this. Automatically it will become clear to you. ठीक है? Now the question is, can we write F is equal to GH then? We do not know that yet. You know, हमने कहा F is multiplication of all F and multiplication of all G's. All G's and all H's. So can F be written as multiplication of these two? So let us look at an example. It will make it clear. Okay? What happens here? What is my capital G? There are all inverters. So my capital G is 1.
1.
What is my capital H? 90 divided by input is
divided by 15.
Input is 15. So input is 5. So 90 by 5, 18. So GH is 18. However, my H1 is
5.
H1 is 15 plus 15 by 5, 6. And my H2 is 90 by 15, which is again 6. So my capital F is G1, G2, H1, H2, which is equal to 36. So it is not equal to GH, it is equal to 2GH. So where did this 2 come from? This 2 is essentially the number of branches that the path faced. So in reality, we say that, so we introduce a component, yes.
So in the previous slide, sir, in H2, how did we calculate? 90 by 30.
90 by 15. This is the input capacitance of this inverter, no? I size this inverter 15 times the minimum size inverter, let us say. So इसका जो capacitance है 15 है, input capacitance. So C out by C in is?
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Okay. So what we are doing now is, for paths, we are introducing what is called as branching effort. So we have till now looked at logical effort. We have looked at electrical effort. And now we are adding branching effort there. And then there is this parasitic delay. And now we say that F is actually GBH. Okay?
B would be the number of branches taken.
Yes. B is C on path plus off path by on path.
Off path as in the other branches.
Yeah, the paths, the branches which we are not considering. So this would be off path. Okay. So अभी तक हमने मल्टी स्टेज डिलेस के टर्म्स में ये कहा, my overall path effort delay is sum of delay of all stages. My parasitic delay is sum of parasitic delay of all stages, and my therefore overall path delay is ds plus t. Are you with me? Hello? Any questions here? Are you with me?
सर इतना ढंग से क्लियर नहीं हो पाया।
क्या नहीं क्लियर हुआ बताओ?
सर इन द सॉरी सर बट लास्ट टू लास्ट स्लाइड ना, उसमें अपन ने जो H1 H2 निकाला था उसमें प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी सर। मतलब ये 15 + 15/5 आपने जो H1 लिखा ये और H2 बस इसमें थोड़ी दिक्कत थी।
So what is the output capacitance that this inverter sees? 15 and 15 ना?
हाँ।
What is its input capacitance? 5.
5. तो 15
so H1 is equal to 30/5 is equal to 6. यही तो है।
Okay.
Now let us come to the stage 2. What is the output capacitance this inverter is seeing? 90. What is its input capacitance? 15. 6.
Okay, you are talking about the blue path only, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're talking about the delay path.
Okay. What about the other part that is C off that you told us right now?
Yeah, that is what we look at, that we consider in the branching effort.
Okay, sir.
So branching effort is C on path plus C off path upon C on path.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
सर एक बार प्रीवियस स्लाइड में एक बार चाहिए सर।
ओके
नहीं इसके आगे वाला यस सर। इसमें तो जो इलेक्ट्रिकल एफर्ट हम लोग कंसीडर कर रहे थे वो तो सर आउटपुट कैपेसिटेंस बाय इनपुट कैपेसिटेंस का था।
दिस वन
यस सर।
कैपिटल H, दिस इज पाथ इलेक्ट्रिकल एफर्ट।
यस सर। तो उसमें सर मतलब फॉर 5 साइज का जो इन्वर्टर है उसके लिए सर वो 15/5 हुआ।
नो वेट
15
so this is path electrical effort. Path electrical effort means final output load and initial input load. Only
sir,
these two are considered.
ओके सर। वो इनिशियल लोड जो हम लोग ले रहे हैं वहाँ पे 5 के अक्रॉस, तो वो सर ऐसे नॉर्मल इन्वर्टर के केस में जैसे हम लोगों को 3C आता है।
नो वो 1 लिया था हमने। हम मिनिमम साइज इन्वर्टर को 1 मानते हैं। तो दिस इज द रेशियो ऑफ साइज।
ओके सर।
इसकी मैंने यहाँ पे C नहीं लगाया हुआ। दिस इज द साइजिंग विद रिस्पेक्ट टू मिनिमम।
ओके सर।
मिनिमम इन्वर्टर इज 1, 3C इज 1। अब यहाँ का इसका कैपेसिटेंस मतलब 15C होगा, बिकॉज दिस इज 5 टाइम्स ऑफ इट।
ओके सर, थैंक यू
सर।
यस
सर जैसे इस केस में जब हम डिले कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं तो ये बेसिकली एक बेस्ट केस सिनेरियो हो गया अभी तो, क्योंकि सर हम कंसीडर कर रहे हैं कि ऊपर वाली ब्रांच तो ऑफ है। तो सर ये तो हमें मतलब बेस्ट केस सिनेरियो का आइडिया देगा, ये वर्स्ट केस का तो नहीं देगा ना?
See, this capacitor will still get charged, na?
But sir, this capacitor.
You're not worried about the delay over here. That is where you're saying it is off path for me.
No sir, like what I am thinking is कि अगर जैसे इसके हिसाब से मैं ऊपर वाली ब्रांच को ऑफ भी मान लेता हूँ, लेकिन अगर प्रैक्टिकल सिनेरियो में ऐसा भी हो सकता है क्योंकि सर करंट डिवाइड हो सकता है मेरा जाके वहाँ पे।
तो ऑलरेडी इसमें भी हो रहा है ना, वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, इसमें भी तो हो ही रहा है। तभी तो हमने ये ब्रांचिंग एफर्ट वाला कॉन्सेप्ट लाए कि भाई ऑफ कैपेसिटेंस जो है वो भी तो ऑफ पाथ, जो इसको ऑफ पाथ मत कहो, इसको इनएक्टिव पाथ कहो, या नॉट, इसको एक्टिव पाथ कह दो, इसको अदर पाथ कह दो। डोंट कॉल इट ऑफ पाथ। दिस इन्वर्टर इज नॉट ऑफ, दिस इन्वर्टर इज ऑन, इट इज ऑल्सो ड्राइविंग दिस आउटपुट, but it is driving this output from a separate VDD supply. Don't get confused. both have their independent VDD connections.
ओके ओके ओके
इसको चार्ज करने के लिए एक अलग रेजिस्टेंस आ रहा है, इधर चार्ज करने के लिए तो ये कैपेसिटेंसेस, दोनों कैपेसिटेंसेस आर ऑलरेडी देयर, बोथ द कैपेसिटेंसेस हैव टू गेट चार्ज्ड.
okay sir okay like we are only concerned about that particular path only.
If I'm asking for a path delay, I have defined the path. I will not worry about what is the delay on another path. This could be 180. How do I know? This could have more delays.
okay sir
है ना? तो मैंने अभी यहाँ पे symmetrical बना दिया. I just made it symmetrical for you. I could make it unsymmetrical. Why do you bother? Okay?
So
Yes.
sir, so we say that the part delay, the total part delay was f plus the value of parasitic delay, f as in the PGH जो हमने भी calculate किया. So well, moving to the next slide. एक बार आप next slide पे जाओ sir, एक बार. Just so on the next slide. हाँ, so is essentially DF same as capital F? That is what I mean.
DF same as you can say path effort delay is, you can say as capital F. Yes.
I mean अगर मैं part delay निकालूंगा तो that could be GHB plus P, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
ठीक है. So we will look at this part tomorrow.
Sir?
Yes.
So just
we are closing. We are not going further ahead in this beyond this abhi. We will continue tomorrow. Tomorrow means next class from further on. Yes, please tell me.
So जैसे अभी हमने जो एग्जांपल लिया था उसके अंदर लाइक हमने 5 and 15 साइज का जो जहाँ पे हमने ब्रांचिंग देखी थी. सो इफ आई वांट टू कैलकुलेट द डिले आई वुड डू लाइक सबसे पहले लाइक आई टेक द 15 वाले का, ऐसे उसका डिले वुड बी p plus gh, तो दैट वुड बी 2 plus 6, दैट इज 8. Similarly then I will move backward and see कि 5 का क्या रहा, 2 plus 6, that is again 8, so that would be 16. But जहाँ पे जब मैंने f से निकाला then f से I got 36. So like ये f represent क्या कर रहा है, like I get कि 16
नहीं, तो अगर आप first stage का delay देखोगे सेतु,
yeah,
if you look at the stage of the delay of the first gate, then the output is 15 plus 15.
Yeah.
So for that particular thing, your delay would be what do you say? GH
6 into 1 plus 2.
6 into 1 plus 2, 8.
8.
And for the second stage again it could be
8.
Okay. And
so total,
then we are 16? Total looks to be 16. Yes. And we are saying that our total delay is actually 36.
Yeah, that's where the confusion.
Yeah, because what happens is that we are till now looking at delays from 50% to 50%.
Okay.
Whereas just at 50%, this will not start to operate.
Yes.
So it will actually, so there will be a time, or there will be energy spent and time spent in actually toggling this entire input and then getting the output there.
Okay.
So when you go into the path concept, the delays actually are multiplied like this to model it correctly. Otherwise, you will be very, very optimistic in estimating your delays.
Okay. So in this case, when we're talking about path, we multiply all of these. So in this case, shouldn't we also consider the parasitics as well? So
एफर्ट कैलकुलेट करने के लिए नहीं करेंगे, पैरासिटिक्स को हम बाद में ऐड करते जाएंगे.
Okay, so effectively my delay would be 36 plus 2 plus 2, that is 40.
Yes.
Okay. And sir, when we were talking about ring counter, so in that case, why didn't we do this multiplication thingy? Because in that case, we simply
it was always one, na? It was all one.
हाँ, so that's what I'm saying. हाँ, तो it would have been 2 to power n instead of sorry, it's not 2 to power. अच्छा हाँ, फिर फर्क नहीं पड़ा. अच्छा, it should have been
GH तो 1 ही रहता ना.
Right. So like even multiply करते कोई point नहीं होता उसका. Like,
yeah, exactly. So that is why I have taken you from a simpler example to a more complex one.
So but then से वहाँ पे 2n plus 1 होना चाहिए था जब हमने लिखा है कि 1/2 times 2n plus 1. बिकॉज जो हमारा इफेक्टिव जो डिले आ रहा है वो तो खाली पैरासिटिक का है, जो 2n स्टेजेस का पैरासिटिक डिले दैट इज 2n प्लस 1 जो मेरा पाथ डिले आया, तो 2n प्लस 1 इज माय टोटल डिले.
No. Wait. My total delay is number of stages.
Yeah.
Into 2.
Yeah.
Because I traversed them twice.
Yeah.
Into delay of every stage.
हाँ, but see now we are like adding up individual delays. But हम जब हमने दूसरी की बात करी, then we did multiplication. That's what I'm saying ना कि like.
Okay, अगर हम यहाँ पे वो वाला फॉर्मूला लगाते, सपोज हम कहते कि वहाँ पे वही फॉर्मूला लगाना है, तो हम क्या करते, हम कहते n stages are gone twice.
Yeah.
2n.
Yeah.
And my overall effort is
1. Because 1 into 1 करते 1 आ गया.
Yeah, 1.
हाँ, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Wait. Let me look at it.
Yes, sir. This becoming an astable multivibrator, and so for this it is a delay of 1/2n plus 1 into d.
नहीं, ये तो हम d ही निकाल रहे हैं. We are trying to find capital D based on that formula, जो हम बाद में देख रहे थे. Because my parasitic became 2n, but my GH is always 1. Because my GH is always 1, my capital G and H and my B is also 1, so my capital S is 1.
Yes, sir.
है ना? You are right. Let me think about it. I did not think of it like that. Let me think about it and let me revert to you tomorrow in the next class.
Sure.
Okay?
Sir.
Yes.
So in this case,
Hello.
when we were moving to the multi-stage logic network, जो भी हमने इसी सब, तो इसमें कैपिटल जो पैरासिटिक डिले था वो 4 क्यों किया? लाइक अभी आप सेतु से बात कर रहे थे 36 + 2 + 2 क्यों बोला? 3 इनपुट्स है ना टोटल. और are we seeing input and output this with respect to each branch जो देख रहा है? So एक ब्रांच ने 2 देखा और एक ब्रांच. अभी जब आप सेतु से बात कर रहे थे, so you calculated it as 36 + 2 + 2, the parasitics being 4. So why it shouldn't be 3, as in 3 inputs in total?
3 inputs in total. No, because in fact we should look at GH plus T. So wait, we said GH is for this GH is 5. No, 5 नहीं. Okay, so सेतु हम जो यहाँ पे मिस कर रहे थे वो एक ये पार्ट भी था कि this is sized 5. So P will not be 1.
हमारा P will, अच्छा हाँ, that would be 5 plus 15, 30 आ जाएगा.
Something like that. Okay, so
this is
P will not be 1. P will be larger because the size is much larger.
ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे हमारा आ जाएगा 30 प्लस.
कितना लार्जर है? ओके, वो कितना लार्जर है अभी नहीं पता हमें, इसलिए हम इस पे मूव कर गए एक तरह से. इनपुट्स के लिए तो हम 1 1 ही मान रहे हैं. इनपुट्स के लिए we have just kept it as 1 1, but we have considered that large size thing for P already in this.
तो सर लाइक फिर हम सिग्मा पी वाली टर्म ले ही क्यों नहीं, जब हम एनीवेज हम उसको कंसीडर कर ही लेते हैं जब मल्टीप्लाई करके, then in the final formula why do I do df plus v? I do not just do df, because if anyway I am claiming that df handles all the.
We can experiment. So say this is a model to do back of the envelope calculations and compare which implementation is faster and which is not. This is anyways, can I tell you how many picoseconds delay is over here?
No,
I cannot. I'm just comparing 2 different topologies. So as we will move forward, you will see we will be comparing 2 different topologies and saying कि अच्छा इसमें से कौन सी topology better है and so on. Okay. So this is all that we will go into. So for such comparisons, whether you take this little p there or not there, all those things will not really matter much. That we will see.
So sir, so suppose, but see, then again the problem is that when I'm comparing two things, there should be something constant, right? So if you tell me कि my topology has this particular delay, I must know कि आपने p को उसमें consider करा है d के अंदर या नहीं करा है, or if you have added individual delays or multiplied individual delays. So we need some sort of a standard way of doing it.
We will come to a constant methodology which you will apply everywhere. We are developing that methodology as of now.
Okay.
So in the first case, we arrived at one number. Then we saw, okay, this assumption does not hold true everywhere. So let us go to some other assumption. We added the branching effort.
Okay.
As we will proceed, you will see we will add little more things also.
Okay.
Okay, so we are kind of developing it, and finally we will have a methodology through which we can actually compare two different circuits, two different topologies, two different paths.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
So just to clarify one thing, in that inverter वाले circuit जो भी था हमारे पास,
Mm-hmm.
when we finally calculate the parasitic delay, what would be the value which we'll take? So we'll take the, as in हम लोग अभी तक ले रहे थे कि जितने number of inputs है उतने को P मान लो, right? अब आपने बोला कि यहाँ पे 5 है तो 5 भी include हो गया, so that got me confused.
हाँ, वो अभी रुक जाओ, let us develop the entire methodology, it will automatically become clear.
So shall I consider for now it to be 3 or?
Yeah. You assume it, जो हमने पहले discuss करा था, if it's a one input inverter and minimum size inverter, you assume it to be 1.
ठीक है.
Okay.
सर वो आप इन्वर्टर वाले फिगर पे वापस जा सकते हैं एक बार?
This one?
हाँ सर, अब इसमें सर जो आप ये 5 बता रहे हैं साइजिंग है ना सर?
हाँ.
तो अगर अब हम जब सी आउट बाय सी इन करते हैं तो सर मैं अभी सिर्फ इस इन्वर्टर के लिए जो H1 वाला पाथ है उसके लिए अगर मैं देखूं तो सर 5 अगर ये इन्वर्टर है तो सर इसका जो NMOS होगा उसका 5C नीचे आ रहा होगा और जो PMOS होगा उसका 10C आ रहा होगा सर. तो 15C ये पैरेलल भी तो होगा सर, जो 15 और 15 के गेट के जो कैपेसिटेंस होंगे उसको हम क्यों नहीं ले रहे सर?
उसको हम P में लेंगे, उसी को हम P में लेंगे, पैरासिटिक में लेंगे, सेल्फ लोडिंग वाला पार्ट प्लस P.
पैरासिटिक में तो सर बस 5C आना चाहिए ना सर. अगर मैं 3C को अगर 1 के इक्विवेलेंट कर रहा हूँ तो सर उस केस में तो वो 5 आएगा ना, क्योंकि पैरासिटिक उस केस में 15C आएगा अगर साइजिंग करने के बाद.
मतलब सर इसमें तो फिर सर 15C NMOS का भी होगा पैरेलल में और PMOS का भी होगा पैरेलल में, ओ सॉरी 30C PMOS का भी पैरेलल होगा. तो 30 पैरेलल विद 15 और सर सिमिलरली नीचे वाला जो 15 होगा उसके साथ भी ऐसा ही होगा.
तो 45C प्लस 45C और इसका इनपुट कैपेसिटेंस 15C.
हाँ, तो ये सब पैरेलल होंगे और फिर C इन 5 का निकाला जाएगा ऐसे करके. तो सर हमने तो यहाँ पे डायरेक्टली 15 प्लस 15 जो वो लिख रखा था,
क्या होता, चलो बताओ. 45C
प्लस 15C
बाय 15C.
एक मिनट सर, 15 इसका और 30 45 प्लस इसका भी तो आएगा सर, प्लस 15 और आएगा सर.
हम इसकी सेल्फ लोडिंग को नहीं कर रहे अभी.
ओके
ठीक है. इस मॉडल में इसकी सेल्फ लोडिंग को हम अभी नहीं कंसीडर कर रहे पास मॉडल में.
ठीक है सर.
ठीक है. तो लेट अस गो विद व्हाट द मॉडल सेज.
Okay, sir.
If you want to go more and more accurate, what happens is your calculations become more and more complex. How much accuracy you gain, you do not know yet.
Okay, sir. तो इस मॉडल में सर हम डायरेक्टली जो साइजिंग होती है उसको लेके कैलकुलेशन कर देते हैं, ना कि मतलब इंटरनली जाके. ओके. Okay, sir.
यहाँ पे you're not looking at where are the different C's coming from. You simply say sizing के basis पे let me do it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So we are going to use, so all these models are different levels of abstraction. जो हमने पहले करा एक इन्वर्टर को डिटेल में समझा, that was device level abstraction. Now when we go to the path, then we are looking at gate level abstraction.
Okay, sir. Complexity कम कर दी मतलब basically.
Yes, because the path in itself is more complex. So if we go into same detail as in the earlier case, we will spend a lot of time, and we want to do back of the envelope calculations. So फिर वो back of the envelope calculations possible नहीं हो पाएंगी.
Okay, sir. Got it.
है ना? So in this model we are not using it.
सर एक मुझे भी कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है सर कि ये इन दोनों मतलब इसी मॉडल के अकॉर्डिंग अगर हम P कैलकुलेट करेंगे तो दोनों केसेस में P क्या क्या आएगा?
अभी रुक जाओ, अभी हम उधर गए नहीं ना, आगे जाएंगे तो देखेंगे. We will see.
ओके सर.
ठीक है. So keep this confusion with you. It is good that you are confused. Confused रहोगे तो curious रहोगे, अगली बार alert रहोगे. ठीक है?
ओके सर. ओके.
So
yes.
सर एक बार रिंग ऑसिलेटर वाली स्लाइड पे जाएंगे आप एक बार?
या.
सर एक बार अगर हम n equals to 1 assume करें, like सिर्फ सिंगल इन्वर्टर है, so like then the frequency of oscillation will be 1/4. So like 1/4 का तो कोई मीनिंग नहीं है, लाइक एक यूनिट टाइम में 1/4 लाइक रिप्रेजेंट क्या करेगा फिर उसमें?
हाँ, कुछ नहीं करेगा। तो आपको ये देखना पड़ेगा कि आपका अगर आपका एक इन्वर्टर का डिले कितना है। आपका एक इन्वर्टर का डिले, तो आपको ये पता है कि आपका जो 2n है या 2 जो है दैट इज इक्वल टू 1 इन्वर्टर डिले, है ना? 2 इक्वल टू 1 इन्वर्टर डिले। तो अगर 1 इन्वर्टर का डिले आपका 20 पिकोसेकंड है फॉर एग्जांपल, तो आपका जो ओवरऑल डिले आएगा 1/40 पिकोसेकंड हो जाएगा। तो योर फ्रीक्वेंसी विल बी 1/40 पिकोसेकंड।
ओके सर,
ठीक है। नाउ इन इफेक्ट यू नो दैट जस्ट 20 पिकोसेकंड्स का डिले मींस यार आपका जो आउटपुट है, ये जो इन्वर्टर है, अगर आप इसको ऐसे ही लगा दोगे तो इट विल ऑलमोस्ट रिमेन एट VDD/2। So you do not do it like this. Therefore you put at least 3 inverters so that at least output toggle to kare. Otherwise inverter input and output are shorted. So what does this mean in the transfer characteristic of an inverter?
Okay, yeah. Yes sir.
The input is this. Yeah, the input and output are shorted, then this will stabilize here only.
Yes sir.
है ना? So you will be at almost VDD/2.
Yes sir.
So this will not work. What do you want? You want that at least there should be full rise and fall of the output happening. So you need to put at least 3 inverters. At least. Even that would be very, very fast. It would not lead to a clock which goes from VDD to ground. It will possibly lead to something like this. Because आप राइज कर रहे थे उतने में फॉल का सिग्नल आ गया, फॉल करने लगे उतने में राइज का सिग्नल आ गया। इट्स टू शॉर्ट अ चेन।
ओके सर।
ओके, सो यू नीड मोर a longer chain to be able to arrive at something meaningful.
सर लाइक जो नॉर्मली हम फ्रीक्वेंसी डिफाइन करते हैं वो होता है टाइम पीरियड ऑफ सिंगल ऑसिलेशन, एंड हियर हमने फ्रीक्वेंसी को
पीरियड ऑफ सिंगल ऑसिलेशन मींस राइजिंग एज टू राइजिंग एज, इज इट नॉट?
यस सर, बट यहाँ हमने सिर्फ डिले लिखा है, लाइक तो लाइक डिले हाउ डिले
नहीं, हमने कहा डिले ऑफ द राइजिंग एज गोइंग देयर, इसका आउटपुट फॉलिंग एज था, देन डिले ऑफ द फॉलिंग एज गोइंग देयर एंड बिकमिंग अ राइजिंग एज। तो एक बार ये डिले, then second delay. So we have actually therefore multiplied by 2 over here.
Okay, I got it now. Okay sir.
ठीक है? Yes.
सर इसमें डिले जो कंसीडर कर रहे हैं तो उसमें तो सर आर का भी इफेक्ट आएगा। हम लोग तो सिर्फ सी के टर्म्स पे पूरा चीज को देख रहे हैं।
या तो हमने वो आर का इफेक्ट इस छोटे डी के अंदर मान लिया है किसी तरह से, है ना?
Yes sir.
Again, in this model we are going to a higher level of abstraction. हम हर छोटी छोटी चीज को नहीं देख रहे, हम कह रहे हैं एक डी आ गया कुछ जिसको हमने पैरासिटिक की तरह मान लिया।
हाँ ये सर,
पैरासिटिक के अंदर इंक्लूड कर लिया किसी तरह से।
पैरासिटिक के अंदर वो आर का इफेक्ट आएगा, बट बाकी जो लॉजिकल एफर्ट या फिर इलेक्ट्रिकल एफर्ट हम लोग कंसीडर कर रहे हैं उसमें आर का कोई इफेक्ट नहीं आएगा।
बिकॉज वो तो हम खाली इनपुट कैपेसिटेंस के बेसिस पे कर रहे हैं।
यस सर। और सर उसमें साइजिंग के केस में भी सर उसका कुछ इफेक्ट नहीं होगा। पैरासिटिक डिले के केस में साइजिंग में तो कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होगा।
पता नहीं, देखते हैं आगे जाके।
ओके सर।
अभी हमने जो मॉडल देखा उसके अंदर नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हमने कहा कि इट इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन द नंबर ऑफ इनपुट्स ओनली। ठीक,
यस सर,
है ना? ठीक है। सो गाइस, आई वांटेड टू आस्क यू one thing. How was your experience in the last quiz?
Sir, actually a lot of technical difficulties. I don't know, maybe it's just a Zoom problem or I don't know, but sometimes it just plain doesn't work.
So, but I was told that this kind of mode is being used in other courses also.
Like they don't expect us to open the cameras, and also generally what is happening. So I'll give you an example from one of my quizzes. So if for example in reinforcement learning we have this like 1 hour quizzes. So generally what happens is that the questions are long enough that we don't even have enough time. So if you are concerned that someone might share the answers, it's not possible because there isn't enough time anyways. So the camera and all, sure, it's there. I mean, so the professor doesn't say, okay, fine, open a camera, don't open camera, I don't care. So like even in like DVD also, like at least what I feel is that I don't think anyone would have enough time, even if he or she wanted to cheat. I don't think that he or she would have enough time to even open the book or something. So I guess the time itself acts as a deterrent, and that's why